So topic for today is bank reconciliation statement. In short, it is also known as BRS, and it is the third unit in our accounting syllabus. So just have a look at the outcomes, what all we are going to see today. We'll first try to understand the meaning of BRS, the features, the need, that is why do we need to do BRS, the cash book and bank book, the meaning of these two, and then we will look at the reasons of differences between the cash book and the bank book. So first, what is the BRS? The term BRS stands for Bank Reconciliation Statement. Just look at the definition given here first. BRS is defined as a statement prepared at periodical intervals with a view to indicate the items that caused disagreement between the balance as per the passbook and the balance as per the bank column of the cash book on any given date. Right? So this is the definition given. I'll explain you the definition. Don't worry about that. In short, it is a statement prepared to reconcile the differences between the passbook balance and the cash book balance as on a given date. Now we have been doing the cash book from all these days, right? And there are 4 different types of cash book which we have done: the single column, double column, triple column, and the petty cash. Right? So when we come to the triple column cash book, so in the triple column cash book, we know that the business organization is dealing both with cash transactions as well as bank transactions. So we have a column for entering the cash related transactions. We have a bank column for entering the bank related transactions. Now, whatever are the transactions related to bank, suppose we have received a check or we have issued a check to someone, we enter it in our bank column of the triple column cash book, right? So this bank column of the cash book, we call it now as the cash book. I'll repeat, the bank, when I say cash book, it implies it is the bank column of our triple column cash book. So in our cash book, we are maintaining these 3 columns: the cash column, the bank column, and the discount column. Now, whenever I say cash book doesn't mean the cash column. Please remember, when I say cash book, it means the bank column of our triple column cash book, right? So all the entries related to bank, all entries related to checks, we are entering in the cash book in the bank column. Now, what is happening at the bank? The banker is maintaining our account. So whatever checks we are receiving or we are issuing, the banker is also maintaining a record of all of them. Right? And he is maintaining the record in the book called the passbook. So I hope all of you know what is the meaning of a passbook. Yes, all might be familiar with the passbook. Have you seen the passbook?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So we earlier, now we are all doing digital transactions. We are doing online transactions. Otherwise, earlier days, what would we do? Any time when we had a bank transaction, we would go to the bank and get our passbook updated. Right? These days, we directly check our transactions through online. But earlier, we would go and get our passbook updated. So passbook is the book maintained by the banker about the customer's account. So if I am the customer, I will maintain the bank transactions in my cash book. The same transactions the banker will maintain in the passbook, or you can also call it as a bank statement. Passbook is also similar to a bank statement, right? So now try to understand the meaning of BRS. It is a statement prepared to reconcile the differences between the passbook balance and the cash book balance as on any given date. So as I told you, I am maintaining the cash book. Please remember, when I say cash book, it implies the bank column of the cash book. So as long as we are doing this unit called BRS, whenever we say cash book, it implies our bank column of the cash book. So I am maintaining the cash book, and the same transactions the banker is maintaining in the passbook. So actually speaking, the balance in my cash book should be equal to the balance of the passbook. because the transactions are same. I'm maintaining one book, the banker is maintaining the other book, right? But sometimes there are certain differences in the cash book balance and the passbook balance. So the statement which we prepare to reconcile these differences, that statement is called as the bank reconciliation statement. That is why the name is like that, bank reconciliation statement. So remember, BRS is a statement prepared to reconcile the differences between the passbook balance and the cash book balance as on any given date. So see here, cash book and passbook. Cash book means the bank column of the triple column cash book. Passbook is the book maintained by the banker relating to the customer's account. So all transactions I will maintain in my cash book, the banker will maintain in the passbook. And all debits in the cash book are credits in the passbook, and all credits in the cash book are debits in the passbook. So the cash book and the passbook are exactly opposite to each other. So if you remember in the cash book, what are we debiting? Can anyone tell me what do we debit in the cash book?
Ma'am, the cash receipts.
Yes, we debit all the receipts. Please remember when I say cash book, it is the bank column of the cash book, right? So we will debit all the receipts and we will credit all the payments. So all receipts of checks will be debited and all payments of checks will be credited. When we look at the passbook, passbook will be exactly opposite to the cash book. So in the passbook, all the receipts will be credited and your payments will be debited. So cash book and passbook are exactly opposite to each other. Now, what are the features of BRS? So first important thing, I am telling this one, BRS is a statement. So remember, it is not an account. Neither is it a part of your process of accounting. If you remember the process of accounting, we have discussed when we were doing unit 1. Our process of accounting starts with journal. The next step is ledger. Then the step is trial balance. And after trial balance, it is preparation of final accounts. And the last step is communication of the results. So BRS is not a part of the process of accounting. Then why are we doing BRS? Because though it is not a part of process of accounts, it is a way to check our accounts. So we are entering the transactions in the cash book. The banker is entering in the bank book, that is the passbook. And if there are differences in these two books, then it implies there is an error somewhere. So with the BRS, we are trying to remove those errors. We are trying to reconcile these two balances so that whatever final accounts we are preparing will be true and correct. So there will not be any discrepancies or any errors in the final accounts. So first main thing, it is a statement. Remember, it is not an account. We call it as a statement. And it is not a part of the process of accounts. It is prepared to reconcile the causes of differences between the bank balance as per the cash book and the bank balance as per the passbook. So we are trying to reconcile the differences between the balances of our cash book as well as the passbook. And this BRS, the statement can be prepared any time during the financial year as and when it is required. So I can prepare it weekly, I can prepare it fortnightly, I can prepare it monthly, I can prepare it once in 6 months or maybe once in a year. It's up to me. It can be prepared any time during the financial year as and when required. So whenever I feel there is a need of BRS, I can start preparing it and I can check the differences between the two books and I can try to reconcile them. Since it is prepared on a particular date, it is written as, the heading is always written as bank reconciliation statement as at or as on the date. So the heading always here will be bank reconciliation statement as on 1st January or BRS as on 31st January or BRS as on 1st April. So on whichever date you are preparing the BRS, it will be written in that way. So just have a quick recap of all the features. It is a statement. It is not an account. It is not a part of the process of accounts. And we are preparing it to reconcile the balances between our cash book and the passbook. And it can be prepared at any time during the financial year as and when there is a need. And finally, it is prepared on a particular date. So we write it as bank reconciliation statement as on with the date. So we look into the need. Why do we need to prepare this BRS? The first important need is to identify the differences. So first thing, we should know, are there any difference between our cash book balance and the passbook balance? So actually speaking, there should not be any difference. So we are preparing the BRS so that we can identify if there are any differences in the entries related to the bank column of our cash book and the entries related to the passbook maintained by the banker. So first, to know if there are any differences. Second important need is to know the reasons for differences. So why is there a difference? Okay, when I tried to check, I found out that there is a difference. But I should also know, why is this difference between my cash book and passbook? There shouldn't be any difference, but still it is there. So why? So I need to know the reasons. To know the reasons, I will have to prepare my BRS. The next important need is to ensure the required entries are made in the books of accounts. So to know that I have made proper record of all entries in my books of accounts, that is in my cash book. So I can check, I can have a check by preparing BRS that I have made the record of all entries in the cash book. Another major reason is to ensure that entries are made by the bank in time. So if I'm preparing the BRS, I will also come to know that is the banker recording all entries promptly and on time, right? So there are four major reasons why we are preparing the BRS. First one is to identify if there are any differences between the cash book and the passbook. Second one, to know the reasons for these differences. The third one is to ensure that the required entries are made in the books of accounts. And the last one is to ensure that the entries are made by the banker promptly and on time. So if we are able to fulfill all this, how are we able to fulfill all this? By preparing a statement called BRS. So hence, a statement which is prepared to reconcile the causes of differences between the bank balance as per the cash book and the bank balance as per the passbook, or you also call it as a bank statement, is known as a bank reconciliation statement. So to fulfill these four needs, we are preparing a statement which is called as the bank reconciliation statement. Now, this is the most important part of BRS. You will have to understand this properly. Now, I'm just showing you a cash book. See, the heading here is cash book. When I say cash book, this is the entire cash book, but I'm showing you only the bank column. I'm not taking the cash column. I'm not taking the discount column. I'm not taking the particulars and all those columns. I'm only showing the debit side of cash book, credit side of cash book. That is the bank column, because I'm only concerned with bank column here. Please remember, as far as your BRS is concerned, I'm only related, or I'm only concerned with the bank column of the cash book. So what do I do in the cash book? On the debit side, I take all the receipts of checks. On the credit side, I take all the payments of checks. Right? Is this correct? Debit is all receipts and credit is all payments? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So that means and I also know the normal balance of a cash book will always be a debit balance. Right? Now, can this cash book show a credit balance? Can the cash book which I'm showing now, can it have a credit balance? The bank column of the cash book, can it have a credit balance? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Overdraft.
Overdraft. Very good. So that means now it is very simple. You have to remember two major points here. So whenever it is cash book, remember two things. First thing, receipts are debited, payments are credited. That is the first thing. Second thing, normal balance or favorable balance of cash book is a debit balance. Remember, normal balance is also called as a favorable balance. So normal balance or favorable balance of a cash book is always a debit balance. Overdraft balance is also called as an unfavorable balance. So unfavorable balance or overdraft balance is a credit balance. Right? So just remember these 2 points in your mind perfectly. When I say cash book, immediately this picture should come into your mind. Debit is receipts, credit is payments, normal balance is debit balance, overdraft balance is credit balance. Right? Only these 3 points should be there in your mind. So whenever we say cash book, first thing, cash book means bank column of the cash book. And as soon as I say cash book, this picture of this cash book should be there in your mind. Please remember this picture properly. Debit is receipts, credit is payments, favorable or normal balance is debit balance, unfavorable or overdraft balance is the credit balance. Right? So next we will look at the passbook. So as I told you, passbook will be exactly opposite to your cash book. So now again, remember these 2 major points when I say passbook. So as soon as we say passbook, this picture should come into your mind. In the passbook, debit side will be your payments, credit side will be your receipts. So the favorable balance of a passbook is always a credit balance, whereas unfavorable balance or the overdraft balance is the debit balance. Am I clear with the cash book and the passbook? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me, what is the overdraft balance of a cash book?
Credit balance, ma'am.
Credit balance. Very good. So you need to remember like that. The overdraft balance of cash book is credit. And if I say favorable balance of a passbook,
Debit.
again,
Credit.
Credit balance.
balance.
Yes.
Credit.
Please
So the
remember
side there.
one important thing. Cash book and passbook will be opposite to each other. In cash book, receipts are debited, payments are credited. In passbook, payments are debited, receipts are credited. Normal balance of cash book is debit balance. Normal balance of passbook is credit balance. Overdraft balance of cash book is credit. Overdraft of passbook is debit. They are exactly opposite to each other. See this picture now. So this picture should be there in your mind to do any problem on PRS. Then the problem will be very, very simple. You will understand the concept of PRS very easily if you have this picture exactly in your mind. So this is the cash book and this is the passbook. And cash book implies bank column of the cash book. So debit in cash book is receipts, or you can also call it as deposits. Debit in passbook is your payments, or you can also call them as withdrawals. Credit. Credit in cash book is your withdrawals or payments. Credit in passbook is receipts or deposits. See, they are exactly opposite. When we come to the balances part, the favorable balance or normal balance in cash book is debit. Overdraft balance or unfavorable balance of cash book is credit. When you come to passbook, favorable balance is credit balance, overdraft balance is the debit balance. So if you look at one thing here in this picture, favorable balance of cash book will be equal to overdraft balance of passbook because both of them will show debit. Right? So normal balance of cash book and overdraft balance of passbook are same. Similarly, normal balance of passbook and overdraft balance of cash book are same because both of them will show credit balances. Right? So tell me which two things will show credit balances? Quick.
Ma'am, the favorable balance of passbook and the overdraft balance of cash book.
Very good. Favorable balance of passbook and overdraft balance of cash book. And now when I look at debits,
Favorable balance of cash book and overdraft balance
balance
of
of passbook.
passbook.
very good. Favorable balance of cash book and overdraft of passbook will show debit balances. So this picture exactly should sit in your mind whenever you're doing a problem. Otherwise, if any time, if you feel little difficulty in doing a problem, just on the page, wherever you're drawing there, wherever you're doing the problem on BRS, just draw this picture. Once if you put it in the picture, see that and then do the problem, it becomes very, very easy. So you should remember it as it is. Receipts on debit side, payments on credit side for cash book. Passbook is exactly opposite. So if you remember one book, you can do the other book. So anytime you face a difficulty in BRS, just draw this photo, draw this picture, and then do the problem. It will become very easy for you. Right? So we are clear with what is a cash book and what is a passbook. Right? So as I said, actually speaking, your cash book and passbook balances should be same. So now we will look at, but why are these balances different and why do we prepare the BRS? See, what am I telling you all this time? Whatever transactions we are entering in the cash book, the banker is entering these transactions in the passbook. Still, there is a difference between the two books. Now, why is there a difference? That is what we will understand now. So the reasons for differences, I have just put it on the 3 headings. In detail, each reason we will do in the next class. Right now, we will just have a gist of what type of differences can occur between a cash book and a passbook. So that's why I've just grouped them under 3 major differences. The first one is timing. Now, what do you mean by this timing part? So, for example, I have received a check. No, not about received a check. I have issued a check. Okay. So, I have issued a check to Mr. A. I have issued a check of rupees 10,000 to Mr. A. So, when I am issuing a check to Mr. A, what will I enter in my cash book? Where will I enter it in my cash book?
Ma'am, the credit side.
Credit
Bank
side.
column.
Why? Because it is
It's a payment.
a payment. Correct. So remember that picture in the cash book, payments are on the credit side. So if I'm issuing a check to Mr. A, I will enter it in my cash book on the credit side. So I have issued this check to Mr. A on January 1st. Okay. So I have given him a check on January 1st. So immediately when I'm giving the check, I need to enter in my cash book. So in my cash book, I enter it in my credit side. Okay. I have entered the transaction on my credit side. Right. Now, when will the banker enter this transaction in the passbook? Any idea?
When the
How
check
will
is
the banker
deposited.
come to know that I have given a check to Mr. A?
When the check is deposited.
Correct. When Mr. A will go to the bank and deposit that check in the bank, that means he has to present that check to take the cash, right? So whenever Mr. A will go to the bank and present that check to the banker, then only the banker will come to know that, okay, I have issued a check and they need to make that entry, right? So I have issued a check to Mr. A on January 1st, but Mr. A keeps that check with him for 3-4 days because we all know the check has a validity of 6 months. So Mr. A can go and deposit the check on any day. The day he needs cash, he can go and present the check to the bank and take the money. So he goes to the bank on January 5th. Mr. A will go to the bank on January 5th and present that check to the banker, and in return for the check, he will take the cash. Right? So the banker will record this entry only on January 5th. When did I record it in my cash book? When did I record the entry in my cash book?
When you issued the check, ma'am.
When I issued the check, and I issued the check on January 1st. So I have recorded the entry in my cash book on January 1st, but the banker is recording it in the passbook on January 5th. So if I try to compare my cash book and passbook on January 4th, on January 4th, will both of them show the same balance? Will they show the same balance?
Yes, ma'am.
They'll show the same balance. See, January 1st, I'm issuing a check to Mr. A. I'm recording it in my cash book. Right? So in my cash book, there is an entry in the credit side as check issued to Mr. A. But the banker has no record of this entry till January 5th. Because only when Mr. A comes and presents that check, only on January 5th, the banker will record it in the passbook. So till January 5th, there was no entry in the passbook. But if I am comparing my cash book and my passbook on January 4th, then there is a difference between both of them. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
There is a difference because there is no entry for this on January 4th. So that is one reason why the cash book and the passbook are not similar. I am recording on January 1st, whereas the banker is recording on January 5th. Now, similar might be the case when I'm receiving a check. Now, let us take the reverse case. Just assume Mr. B is giving me a check. I am receiving a check, right? So, Mr. B is giving me a check. So, I will record this entry in my cash book when I receive the check, right? So, as soon as I receive. So, we will take again January 1st, Mr. B gave me a check. So, I will write the entry in my cash book that check received from Mr. B on January 1st. Now, again, when will the banker make the entry? When will the banker record this entry? Yes, tell me, when will the banker record this entry of check received from Mr. B? What
On the
happened?
day it's deposited, ma'am.
The day I deposit the check in the bank. So I received a check from Mr. B. The day I go and present it and deposit it in the bank, that day only the banker will record. So there is a difference in timing of recording the entries between the cash book and the passbook. So this is one reason why our cash book balance and the passbook balance might be different. Now, similarly, there is second reason called transactions. Now, what do we mean by transactions? So sometimes what happens? I have to pay my electricity bills of my home, not of my home, sorry, of my office. So what I do, I give instructions to my banker that on every 5th of the month, the electricity bills should be paid, right? So every electricity bill should be paid. So what will the banker do? According to my instructions, the banker will directly make the payment from my account on 5th of every month. So the day the banker is paying on 5th, they will record the entry in the passbook. But I do not record it in the cash book. When will I record? When I go and get my passbook and I check my passbook, I see there is an entry for electricity. On that day, I record it. Or maybe because it's online transaction, when I open my account online and check, then only I record. So there are certain transactions which the banker is doing directly. So he is making a record, but I am not making it. So again, this is a reason why there is a difference between my cash book and the passbook. There might be many transactions like this. Sometimes I purchase something on installment and I tell the banker to pay the installments every month. Right? So the banker will record it on the day they are paying the installment. Whereas I will record it in my cash book only when I come to know about that information. So again, there is a difference between the cash book and the passbook. So the next, coming to the last reason, the last difference reason between both the books is errors. So if I have made an error in entering the transaction in the cash book. So for example, I have received a check from Mr. A, but I totally forgot to enter it in the cash book. Then there will be a difference between my cash book or passbook. Or I received a check from Mr. A for 5,000. But by mistake, when I was making the entry in the cash book, I wrote it as 500. So again, my cash book and passbook will not match. So I have just tried to sum up the differences into these three categories. There can be lots of differences between cash book and passbook. But the major types, I have just summed up into three major types. So differences related to timing part, differences related to transactions, and differences related to errors. So these are the major reasons why our cash book and the passbook might be different from each other. And because their balances are not similar, they are not matching, that is the reason we prepare our bank reconciliation statement. So BRS is a statement prepared to reconcile the differences between the cash book balance and the passbook balance. So is the concept of BRS clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to remember the picture of your cash book and your passbook, right? This picture should always be in their mind. Normal balance of cash book is debit, overdraft is credit, and it is exactly opposite when it is the case of passbook, right? So now we will have to see what are the exact reasons for the differences in these two books and how should we prepare the PRS. There is a process of preparing this PRS. So we need to look into detail of understanding the process of preparing the PRS. Okay, now tell me one more thing. If we are receiving, if there is a receipt in cash book, will the cash book balance increase or decrease?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
If there is a receipt in the cash book, will the cash book balance increase or decrease? I'll tell you with an example. Okay, just assume the receipt side of the cash book has two columns, receipts and what do you say, debit and credit. So debit side is our receipts, credit side is our payments. So assume our debit side is 50,000. That means our receipts are 50,000. The credit side total is 30,000. So that means our payments are 30,000. Right? So what is the balance of the cash book?
Ma'am, 20,000?
20,000 is the balance. And which balance is it? Is it a debit balance or a credit balance?
Debit balance.
The debit balance.
Debit balance. Okay. Now, if I have a receipt of another 10,000, will it increase my balance or will it decrease my balance?
Decrease, ma'am.
I have another receipt of 10,000. What did I say? My receipt side is 50,000. My payment side is 30,000. Right? Now I have an extra receipt of another 10,000.
It will increase, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, it will increase.
It will increase. So always remember that any receipt will increase the balance. Any payment will decrease the balance. Right? So in the cash book, or any receipt will increase your balance, any payment will decrease your balance. Similar will be the case in the passbook. Receipt will increase the balance and payment will decrease the balance. Okay? So tomorrow we will look into the process of preparing the BRS.